and our next run is ready. So here is Heponwana doing the King's Dungeon World 1 and 2 100%. Good luck, and take it away.
Thank you. Hi everyone, I am Heponwana, and I am going to be doing the King's Dungeon on the Playdate. It's a Microvania on a micro console. If you don't know the Playdate, it's a fun little, it's a toy, it's a console, it is kind of art. It's a really cool thing. So for the King's Dungeon, it's a Microvania, which is like a Metroidvania, but there's no fighting and it's a lot shorter. There's 2 game worlds, World 1 and World 2, and there are collectibles in each one. You could probably guess where this is going. We're at Complete-a-thon. We're doing World 1 and World 2, collecting all of the collectibles, so 100%. The collectibles are little pieces of cheese. We're in the King's Dungeon because we ate the royal cheese and we're trying to escape. So game will begin. And let's get that countdown going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So in this game, we are this cool little dude, and we are just going to go through this world and escape from here as quick as we can so we could go to the next world to escape. Only things we could really do in this game, at least to start, is move, jump, and also die. Right there, that is one of the collectible cheeses. We are not going to talk to anyone because there's one of those deaths. When you die, you restart on the left side of the screen, or not left side, but wherever you entered from, and that death was intentional because I could not get ahead of that cycle, so it's either die or stand there. Either way works. Here is our first power-up, the wall climb, but also hidden cheese. We gotta get all those collectibles for 100%, so definitely want to get that hidden wall cheese. It's kind of like Castlevania with wall meat, except it's wall cheese. So now we have this ability to wall climb only where there are chains, so we will climb up those chains. That pencil-looking thing on the left is saying we'll need a new power-up for. We'll grab that in a second. Also, another thing we could do in this game is coyote jumps. If you know coyote jumps, they're a great thing. Game developers put them in to make everything a whole lot easier and more friendly for game players. If you don't know them, and this is an intended death, reset the cycle in the room. If you don't know coyote jumps, they're named after Wile E. Coyote. Remember, he would run off a ledge and just stand there holding a yikes sign before he fell a few seconds later. Oh, by the way, crank key. The Playdate has a crank on it. We use that to open doors. So we're going to keep doing that as we come across them. So just crank that open. So Wile E. Coyote, he'd get to a cliff and hold up the yikes sign. And, you know, he would just stand there and then fall. That's what coyote jumps are. They give you a couple extra pixels before you fall because it feels a little more natural. By the way, natural, we're doing a Metroidvania and we have double jump. That is the most natural power-up you could get. Intentional death, get out of that room in a hurry after grabbing that cheese. We'll go left later on. We'll actually come from there. It's actually the end of this world is to the left there. So in this game, your coyote jumps are any point until when you fall off a ledge, until you touch the ground, you could jump once. Or with double jump, you could jump twice. Ooh, slightly biffed that one, so want to not die there. There we go. However, we will want to die in this room right here to reset out of here in a hurry. And so another good hidden wall cheese. Want to open that up. So with this, with the coyote jumps, we can use them to pretty much jump like that after we have fallen a fair amount. Best speedrun power-up right here is dash. If you're a speedrunner, you've got to love the dash ability because it's the one that's going to make us go a whole lot faster. And so those coyote jumps are going to come into real big play, not in this world, but in World 2. Coyote jumps are essential. So we're going to use those, but for right now, we are getting near the end of World 1. We just got to go through a few little areas, get back to where we started, but also grab the final power-up. It's called Smash. I call it Super Saiyan, because you pretty much look like you're going Super Saiyan if you know Dragon Ball Z with, you know, and then things explode. Well, that's the Smash ability, or as I call it, the Super Saiyan. Boom, just like that. And now we are nearing the end of World 1. What's great is this game has an in-game timer, so if you happen to be one of the people with a playdate and you want a good speedrun game, this one's a lot of fun, and timing is super easy because it's all in-game time, which is just fantastic because some of us just don't like having to do the manual frame counts afterwards, you know, the retiming and all of that stuff. And now World 1 comes to an end. Talking to the king, we'll get all the cheese. We'll confirm that we got through all of this. The king rambles for a bit. He's kind of like me. He speedruns his mouth quite a bit. I speedrun my mouth while I'm speedrunning. And so we get to the end of World 1. And yes, that was the end of the game, but not the end of the run because we have World 2 we need to get into. So we'll immediately go in World 2, kind of the same, except where our power-ups are going to be different. The world is going to be different. The king was there at the beginning, which is definitely different. And we are going to have to find all of our power-ups all over again. This room, we could get past only 2 of those going this direction, going the other direction. We could get past 3 of them in one cycle. You'll see that soon enough because we will have to go through a lot more repeats of rooms on this cycle, on this part of the run, because, well, this one's a lot more set up, more like a Metroidvania in the sense that there are a lot of things that open up as you get your power-ups and continue through. So this time, first one we get is what was the last power the first time through. We get that Smash ability, and we get pretty much, I think of this room almost as an auto-scroller because it is just smashing those things and you cannot rush it. It's just repeated over and over, but we're past that. Using Coyote Jump, we could get past that spiked ball a little earlier instead of jumping up high and possibly bonking our head on the spiked ball. We just go under it and Coyote Jump. Also, you cannot jump over with single jump. You cannot jump over these spike balls if they're moving left and right. So that's why you might notice I wait for certain ones that seems like you should want to just jump over. Hitboxes in this game a lot bigger than you'd give them credit for. So right now, real hidden cheese right there, jumping off screen like that. And we're at the part of the game, that guy down there tells you about Coyote Jumps. He doesn't use the name Coyote Jump, but that jump that I just fell down intentionally, the only way to get across it is a Coyote Jump. It's first one you need in this entire run. And if you do not know about it, if you don't understand what this guy is saying when he says sometimes you want to jump after you get off the edge, you will not make it because that is a big jump right there. All right, so now we are almost at our second power up of the second world. Last world, the second power up was the crank key. I have no idea what it could be this time. Actually, it's the crank key, which we start using before we're done with that text box because we could crank before the text box is gone. It saves us a little bit of time, and that's what it's all about. Once again, there's the king. We'll see the king again. We'll be back to him later. But for right now, we are going to move on to getting the best power up. We are working our way towards getting that dash power up. Dash comes in number 3 on this run. I wish the developer of this game made a third world because this is actually one of my favorite Playdate games and I love the Playdate. It is a fantastic little console. If you've never tried it, think of all that joy of like an old school console, but with new school sensibilities to it. It's a lot of fun, and it's now becoming available to find. They, for a long time, had a backlog on buying Playdates, so it was so hard to get one of these, but luckily, nowadays, they are not that hard to get. There's no real wait list on them, so if you ever want one, you should probably get one. They're really cool, a lot of fun, a lot of diverse games on them. And you can sideload games, so games off of itch.io are fantastic. All right, and now this room is a real tricky one for hitboxes because your hitbox is a little bigger than you think, and the hitboxes of those spikes are a lot bigger than you think. So this room, real tricky, believe it or not, because of your momentum. This is one of the most frustrating rooms to play casually. Once you get it down speedrunning, it's great. And of course, now we had to go all the way back where we came from. But this game, once you get down a lot of the skills, they become a whole lot easier. But overrunning this game, I have found certain areas are always going to be tricky. Like your hitboxes are always going to be big. There are glitches aplenty in this game. They're not really intended glitches, but this game does have some very weird physics that could turn into glitches. This room here, one of my friends loves calling it the Meat Boy room because if you start dying in that room, you will die repeatedly. Like, it becomes just brutal. So always want to make sure you do it first time, and if you don't, try and get out of the room so you can reset the cycles because it just becomes a Meat Boy massacre. And now we are coming upon needing our last power up. We have the climb, we have the dash, we have the everything except for that double jump. So we're going to need the double jump to finish this, and that double jump is going to be really hard to get. So we are coming up on the only part of this game where the casual strat is what we're doing on the speed run, and the casual strat is a near frame perfect thing. So this is going to get very ugly in just a second, or hopefully it won't, but I have a feeling it will. We'll grab one more cheese, and then we have the hardest jump in this whole game. So let's see if I could get it. No, I couldn't. Oh, and I came down the wrong side there. So that jump that I tried squeezing through is the intended route, both for speedrun and for casual, and it is about a frame perfect, pixel perfect jump. It is, without a doubt, the hardest thing I know of in this game, and we're just gonna fall down again. Hopefully we do good, but it does sometimes take a few attempts. Ooh, and that was one of those glitch jumps, and unfortunately I didn't use it to my advantage, but we are just going to try this. There we go. As you could see, oh boy, wow, that is unfortunate, but we will just keep at it. You know, never beat yourself up if things go wrong in a speed run, because if you do that, you're missing half the fun of playing a game, which is having fun. Boy, so I cannot even begin to explain that jump with your momentum is so tricky to do, and it just doesn't want to play friendly for me today, but we are going to do this one way or another, because that is how we do it. Let me focus for a sec. So I'm going to go quiet and focus for a bit. If there are any announcements, probably a good time.
All right. We have a $50 donation from Zarif, our previous runner, with the comment of just a smiley face. Thanks so much for that and for doing that run. That went toward the Flavor Nexus DLC and Jazzpunk, so that is less than $15 away from being met.
All right, and we got through that. Awesome to hear a donation. Make sure you keep donations coming in. This is a great cause, so let's keep them coming. And now we could keep going because we got through that. I cannot begin to tell you how hard that is. It might not... That was a glitch. I did not want to have happen. I just teleported, but that was incredibly hard. But we are coming up on the end of this run now. We just needed that double jump. Ooh, let's do this. There we go. Those jumps are also pretty tricky. Oh, why did I do that? All right, so we are almost at the end of this run. We just gotta get one more hidden cheese, which is over here. And then time is coming up as soon as the king stops talking, which is probably in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. So there we go, all 10 cheeses. We had a little trouble getting that double jump. That kind of happens. It's a pixel perfect, frame perfect jump. I'm not going to lie, playing this casually can be really hard. I know a few people have played this game and most of them have quit on that one jump. But still, it's a fun game. It's a fun little console. If you get a chance, try it out. Pick one up if you can. Also, speedruns games on it, because Playdate speedrun community is super small, and I would love to see more people running these games because they are incredibly charming. But that was it for the King's Dungeon. You will see me again on Saturday, so in about 48 hours from now, or 49 hours, something like that, you'll see me again doing another run, but lots of good runs before then as well, so keep watching, keep supporting, keep donating if you can, and much love to all of you, my friends.
All right, well, thanks so much for doing that run. That was the King's Dungeon World 1 and 2 100%, run by Heponwana. Our next run, now being set up, is going to be Jazzpunk's Special Agent by Osborne. And, well, at the end of that, that's where we have our next incentive that we need to hit. We can get $100 toward, and we have a little bit over 85 so far, so we're getting there. That run will be followed by doing the Flavor Next DLC. You have until the end of that run to make that happen, and well, since we're so close to that, also at the beginning of the run after that, my friendly neighborhood CEO %. We have another incentive open, which is only at $10 out of the $125 that it needs to happen to use chipmunk voices for that game. And while you're donating toward those, well, thanks to the way Tiltify works, you can also put those same dollars toward the next bid war that we have open. That is for the Plants vs. Zombies all minigames run that's going to be at the end of today to decide what the zombies are going to be wearing. Currently Mustaches is ahead of Future Classes with $25 versus $5.45. So, quick word about the charity your donations are going toward. That is Girls Make Games. Girls Make Games believes in providing every girl and woman with the opportunity to discover their potential and talents through gaming and game development. With your donations, you're able to contribute directly to the Girls Make Games Scholarship Fund that provides girls and women with the resources and opportunities to pursue careers in gaming through Girls Make Games' many programs such as their 2024 college scholarships, summer camp scholarships, and the new mentorship and internship programs launching later this year. This is Complete-a-thon, and if you would like to help with future events, we always host volunteer applications before our events. They typically run alongside submissions and are announced on our Discord and Twitter. Keep an eye on those if you're interested in running production, tweeting the tweets, or maybe even hosting live on the mic like I'm doing right now. Even if you're just looking to volunteer for the first time, we would be happy to help you get your foot in the door. If you're looking to donate, make sure to type !donate in chat to get the link to our Tiltify page where you can make a direct donation. We have amazing incentives and bid wars for you to choose from, so be sure to get those donations in to help them get met.